Hey, did you know Rios means river? I think.
See?
Does it?
It
See?
does?
Simone. And that's why we have the flowing river of real estate, Mr. Christian Rios, on the show today. Greetings, Signature Studio Spotlight Series. This is the bald guy in the red tie, John Butler, your favorite bald head red tie wearing realtor, here under the spotlights at Signature Studios with the world famous Miss Susan Ebert and the flowing river of real estate transactions, Mr. Christian Rios.
Man, I love that. I'm
Yeah.
going to start using that.
I got deals flowing like a river.
Yeah.
I don't know if Rios means river, but I made it up. Let's go. It works.
You're right. It does, though.
Does it?
It does. Yes.
No,
yes,
you
yeah.
knew that. Yeah.
I took French for
Swish.
3 years in high school, so I didn't learn any Spanish. And,
Yeah.
But you learned how to kiss?
no, I know how to sing Happy Birthday in French. And that's
You
it.
do?
Bon anniversaire à toi. Bon anniversaire. And that's all I remember.
I love that.
But I wish I learned Spanish being here in Southern California.
Right.
So
Yeah.
welcome to the show.
Appreciate it. Thank you. And just quick on that, a lot of people don't know when they see me. They're like, "Dude, you look like a gringo. You look like a white guy." But I'm actually 100% Mexican.
Are you really?
I don't know if I don't know if even you knew that, Susan.
No, I never look at people
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
their race, so
Yeah.
I never know.
Yeah. So I'm a Charger fan, and Phillip Rivers was, one of our QBs for a while.
Yeah.
And people used to call me Christian Rivers just because of, Phillip
Rios.
Rivers. Yeah. So
Ah.
there you go. You hit the nail on the head.
Dude, you
Wait,
just
do you
got
speak Spanish?
See?
No! How
Claro
do
que
I not
sí.
know that about you?
There you go.
like fluently?
I can get my point across, but both my parents, that was my first language, actually.
Interesting.
Speaking Spanish, and then growing up over here, it's, U.S. and my
So over
parents
here-
would talk to me in Spanish, and I would answer them in English, just like,
Wow.
yeah.
So where were you born?
San Diego.
Oh, you said over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
But-
San Diego to Temecula. You're
yeah,
over here now.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so born in San Diego,
Mhm.
and then where are they from?
My mom's from Guadalajara, Jalisco, and then my dad was born in Tijuana, in Mexico, and my dad moved to, when he was a baby, to San Diego, and yeah,
I love it when Spanish-speaking people say it like all cool.
Tijuana,
'Cause
yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
so
they can
white.
trill their R's.
Yeah.
I
I cannot.
That's one thing I can do, though. I can't really roll my R. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You sure sounds
It
like
sounded-
you're
it sounded
faking
okay?
it well.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Uh-huh.
You're talking to us. We're like, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that's awesome. So you were born in San Diego,
hmm
and tell us the once upon a time story. How did you kind of get into this line of work, and
Yeah.
what were you doing before you were a realtor? Or did you just born out your mom's womb and start selling
Yeah.
houses?
Good question. Okay, so going back to, I grew up in San Diego, and my parents decided to move to Temecula, just like a lot of families back in, the early 2000s, right? So we made the move. I was in elementary school at the time. Made the move. I loved it. Good times. My parents then bought another property, and this is really the reason I got into the business. I saw what happened when my parents bought that second property. It was in, 2005, right? And then 2008, 2009 rolls around.
Mm-hmm.
I saw my parents' property worth $600,000 one day, and then from what I remember, it's worth like $300,000.
Wow.
And I'm a believer. I know my parents are believers, but I've never really seen my dad praying midday. And I remember I was in high school at the time, saw my dad praying, midday on his bed, and I was like, man, something must really be going on. So for me, that was the moment, and I think a lot of us have had that, where our backs are against the wall, and how can we help our family? What can we do? I was like, what can I do? How can I get educated in business and real estate? So funny story. My mom gave me money for, I was in high school, like I said. My mom gave me money, like $40, to put gas in the tank and go buy tortillas, because we're going to have breakfast, like breakfast burritos or something. And I Googled, how do I make money? And one of the things that popped up was Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki.
Such a good book.
So I went and I bought the book at Barnes & Noble for $20, and then I put $10 in the gas and then $10 for the tortillas. I read that book, I want to say when I was 16, and I thought it was like the Bible. I never had known anything about financial literacy, about buying assets, about real estate, about being an entrepreneur. I was like, I'm gonna go to college, I'm gonna get in debt, and I'm gonna like go down that traditional route. And after that book, I was like, holy crap, like I need to get into real estate, and then I need to do it to help my family. So 17 years old, that's when I decided, like full force, I was gonna get into this business. And for some time, after reading that book, one of the things that Robert Kiyosaki said is get good at sales, like learn how to do sales. He like started selling, I think Xerox, sucked, and then became like one of the best, right? So I started going door to door. I sold ADT security systems for some time in high school. And the first week the first day I was gonna quit because I was knocking.
That's a tough way to start, man.
Yeah, and the whole day, no. And I think this is one of the biggest points of my life where I sat down on the curb. I had like a pity party. I was like, screw this. I'm going to go back working at Subway because I worked there for 3 months. And then I was like, I want to get in sales. I want to do something else. So I was like, screw this. I at Subway, I make $8 an hour. Like, that's guaranteed. This whole day, I haven't made anything. And then I decided, something inside me just said, you know what? Just finish the day. Finish the day because the guy's going to come pick you up in the van, like the whole crew, in an hour. So might as well just do it, then have a pity party. So I got up, I kept going. The last store I hit, somebody says, yes, I'm interested in getting an ADT security system. That day I made like $275 once I got my commission check. And after that, it was like history. I was like, how many no's do I have to get? And it's the same thing in this business, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's the same thing. But for me, I decided, I think it was such a key moment to just keep going and get that yes. And then my first 2 weeks, I sold 7 units and I made like $1,500 as a junior in high school.
That's a lot of money for a junior high school.
Yeah. People were like, what the heck? Like, I'm working at McDonald's and you're making, like, if you're on pace to make 3,000, that's more than, I don't know, one of my parents or something. So that's a little bit of, how I got started. And then I got started in real estate investing a little, first off. But yeah, that's a little bit of my story. It was really, I saw what happened in the market, wanted to just get educated, and the rest was history.
That's really inspiring. That's probably one of the best origin stories I've heard. And we've had a lot of people on the show.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Because when you have that real life emotional driver, it sounds like you had, seeing your dad in that kind of a, up against the wall scenario, that drives something home emotionally deep seated into the human psychology. And so it makes sense that you're so successful now. Yeah, that's powerful, man.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
That. Yeah, appreciate that.
Nice. So that was kind of how you got started. How did you start with Signature Real Estate Group?
No. So I actually got started in, like I said, real estate investing first off because I was gung-ho about, Rich Dad and that book in general. And I knew one of my buddies, his name's Andrew, his parents, David Molina, they were starting this real estate investment club at that time. And this was back in 2011 when I plugged in over there. And he's like, hey, dude, my parents are starting this real estate investment club. They have the training, they have the support, the money, everything. Come check it out. And I was like, sure. So I came after high school one day and I started that, I started that side of the business, did a couple wholesale deals, did a couple flips. And then fast forward, I was doing good and I was ready to, buy my own property for my family. And I saw, we're living in Marietta at the time. I saw David Serpa, like signs everywhere. And I was like, man, this guy's killing it in real estate. And the deals that I'm looking for, there isn't really too much distress in Marietta, Menifee, and Temecula. Right. So let me get my license so I could buy, a house traditionally, and let me kind of save on commissions, right? So I ended up getting my license. I reached out to David, and he's like, hey, dude, come check out Susan. She's awesome. I met Susan, fell in love with her, as we all do when we meet her.
She has that effect,
Yep, and that's a little bit, just of our story of how we met right there, and yeah.
That's cool. So how do you feel as the mama bear watching this young man? I didn't realize how young you were.
Yeah.
was-
28 now. Mm-hmm.
He's just a
Wow.
baby.
Oh.
I know. It's like he's. I mean, when I think of this, the same age as my child,
Yeah.
I'm like,
Doing good there,
your
buddy.
mom and dad do really good.
So what's it been like watching from the,
From the outside.
yeah.
So you know how when you first meet someone, you kind of size them up,
Mm-hmm.
right? So he's really good at talking and articulating everything that he thinks and feels in his vision. And so there was nothing to be hidden.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he just said, this is what I want to do. This is what I'm doing. And I got to meet Melina, who I just know, love, and trust now.
Mhm.
Because that was a connection that was made after the fact that I loved her. And so when I was sizing him up, I'm like, oh, he doesn't even need me. He's fine. He just doesn't know it. So I'll just go ahead and go watch his rod go.
Cheer him on from the sidelines, huh?
But it is like a mom thing. I know you don't know that, but I'm
Yeah.
like, he had a season where he wasn't here and then he
Mhm.
came back. And so when he comes back, it's like, yay,
Yay.
my child is home.
Yeah.
He's home. And
The prodigal agent.
well, it's not that. It's just watching someone from the beginning and knowing what his vision and his heart
Yeah.
is. And I know that before too long, he's going to have his own thing. And he's going to have his own brokerage. And he's going to have his own company. And I love that I got to be a part of that, you know.
And
that
that's
I
so
get to watch
rare
that.
that a broker that you're currently with is excited for you to start your own brokerage.
Yeah, she's
I'm
like
so
trying to kick me
excited.
out, and I'm like, I'm good. You know, like I like it here.
But you know, when you see someone who has it, you want them to use it.
Yeah.
We don't know when our last day is, so let's make it,
Mm.
you know, powerful and live the thing that God designed us to be. I wholeheartedly believe that you're supposed to be doing what you're doing.
Amen.
Yeah. No, I think God is in it.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, 100%.
So, as a self-assessment, what are your gifts and talents that
Mm.
make you want to go down that purpose, that path of owning your own brokerage and such?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think for me personally, one of the reasons and I don't even like the word successful, right? Because I think it's relative. I think success is really like doing all we can, right? And when Susan she throws me that softball and says, you're capable of it. It's like, okay, now I need to step up because am I doing all I can, right? Like that's for me, like the definition of success. So me personally, I'm really good at staying on task. I think it's like my secret power along with my memory. Like I'll never forget this moment. And I love that. So memory and then just staying on task, which I think a lot of agents struggle with. Time management, focusing in on task. And then I feel I'm somewhat of, you know, motivational too. I want to motivate agents. I want to, you know, help them from the ground up because I've been there. I've like closed 2 deals in 1 year, right? And then there's specific things that we can all do to level up. But for me, it's really self-discipline, you know, making sure we're feeding our minds the right way. I love Susan sends us, you know, the Darren Hardy thing. And I'm like, I love that, you know, because we're the same with that. So just really mindset time, you know, task oriented and being able to help agents that way, I think is really huge.
So, you almost have a very strong sense of self-discipline,
Yeah.
whereas I think a lot of agents lack that, myself included.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's not my gift. That's not my superpower.
Yeah.
But so I want to ask this because there's a lot of agents that watch this video, especially newer agents, and so they're
Sure.
always curious. Like, man, you know, people get into the business thinking, oh, it's going to be sipping martinis by the poolside, or I
Yeah.
make $100,000 commission check, and then the reality of that doesn't necessarily happen.
Sure.
At least for a majority of people.
Yeah.
What is that advice that you would give to new agents that, you know, they got their license, they sign up with the brokerage, and then what?
Yeah.
What do you do? And especially since you're going to be your own broker
Yeah.
with your own brokerage.
Yeah, no, that's a great question. I would say the first 3 years in this business, it's really crucial. Like you have to just pound the pavement, really. It's and I still do it to this day, door knocking, you know, getting out, farming an area. I remember when Susan, like the first meeting that we had, she was like, I killed it as an agent because I just focused on a farm and made it happen, right? So I think it's really, you know, getting out of your comfort zone. It's door knocking, it's prospecting, it's making sure everyone you know knows what you do. I think for a lot of people, when they're new, they're like, I don't really want to let people know because I don't have experience. But if you can say, hey, you know what, I have John behind me, I have Susan behind me, and they've closed X amount of deals,
Right.
you then carry that confidence too. So fast forward now, I think people see, I want to say us, when we're closing deals, and we can kind of do it in our sleep, right? To a certain degree. And I think everyone should be looking at like the 5-year goal of what does your life look like? And for me, it's I'm kind of in a good season right now, I'll say, where my kids are young. My wife, my wife is able to stay at home, and we go to Disneyland on a random Thursday. We go on a trip to Cancun, for a week and so forth. And that's what I think a lot of people see and want to get into this business, but they don't see like all the sacrifice. They don't see hours of prospecting, hours of door knocking, all that, and they just want it now. It's like
They only see the
microwave
highlight
mentality.
reel.
Yeah, the 16 seconds Instagram post in the day when there's 24 hours.
Yeah, that's a great point. And I think social media is really, it's been a blessing, but then also it could probably be a curse to some people because it really puts out that vibe of, oh, this is easy or whatever. And everybody wants to show off the trophies and the cool cars and stuff like that, but they don't see the grind of it. But it sounds like you've been in the trenches making it happen.
Yeah.
And so you get those blessings now. You know? And
Yeah.
So it's hard work. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
There's no silver bullet.
Yeah, I think it definitely is hard work. I'm going through one of Darren Hardy's courses right now, and I love the way he puts it, because I think the way he said it, like in the 80s, it was really just grind and get out there and hustle, and it's that can still provide a lot of success, but there is a sense of also just being and attracting, right? Like, I love Jim Rohn, and he says to be attractive, to attract attractive people, you must be attractive yourself, right? Not saying looks wise, but how you carry yourself, how you carry yourself, like the clients that I deal with, I think it's a big component. Like I want to work with people that are kind of in the same mindset, realistic, all that.
I agree to that. That's completely true. And that's awesome, man. So you're married with kids.
Yeah.
How many kids?
2. Yeah.
I don't want to step on your questions.
No, I don't care. I think
Okay.
it's great. He's just doing everything. It's like he knew what he wanted in life, and now he's gone and got it. And at such a young age, he's living the life that he dreamed of.
Yeah.
And that is just so impressive. And you've created your own credibility. You don't need ours in order to have yours be better. I believe you've created it in yourself. That's why I believe that it's okay for you to go and be a brokerage, because I think you've established it yourself. And you're just a baby. And you're just a baby.
So-
Gosh, I'm just so proud.
From what I
proud.
understand, this is going to be up in Riverside, right?
Yeah, so that's where our actual, like, the real estate investment club is.
Okay.
And right now we're going to be building it. That's where we're building a lot of agents right there in Riverside. But I mean, I'm here in Menifee. I'd love to have something, in Menifee as well.
So you're going to start up in Riverside.
Yeah,
and then
just
maybe
because
do-
that's where we have an office up there already. It's 10,000 square foot office. That's how big our
It's
real estate
awesome.
investment club
Is it?
is.
It is
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, it's wonderful.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so have you done videos and stuff? Are you much of a video guy, or are you more of the door knocking and the farming kind of
Yeah,
thing?
so every listing, I want a video.
Very cool.
I'll promote the crap out of it.
cool.
But yeah, did you say podcast? Or would you say?
Yeah, sure.
No.
You do podcasts?
No,
Okay.
no, I really don't. No.
Well, you could do one here at
Yeah.
the Signature
Yeah,
Studio with Billy Tate.
absolutely.
2819 Productions.
But he's good at living out loud on social media.
Yeah.
And
So you're
having
socially
videos of his
active.
families
yeah.
and pictures and swimming pool. And
Mhm.
yeah, I love his backyard. I've never been there, but I love it. Yeah.
Do you have a certain clientele that, speaking of the attraction model, is
Mhm.
attracted to you because of your social media?
Absolutely.
Is there a
Yeah,
demographic
yeah,
there?
yeah. I would say a lot of just what I want to put out, and Susan sees it's working, but then it's just my life and lifestyle too, where I think people, I don't want to sound like I'm cool, but people kind of want to just maybe do business with me
Mhm.
to get in the proximity, and they see I do good work. I sell my listings at a high price. I get buyers in escrow, which is, you know, it's been hard to do these last year or so, right? So I think when people see that, and the way I even do social media is when I do, you know, sold or in escrow, I want to make sure like people understand a story. I don't want to make it all about me either. It's like, what's the story behind it? I think people like, you know, like that as well.
That is key, my friend, because great marketing is great storytelling. So if you could tell a great story, then you're doing a great job with the marketing, right?
Yep.
And so it sounds like you do have a lot of those gifts and talents for the words and stuff, and just being that attraction-based model.
Yeah.
He really is the real deal.
I know. I know. And I always say you work really, really hard, and it's not glamorous, but this career, because people can be naughty and disrespectful and challenging at times, because sometimes people stink, but you can have a beautiful, glamorous lifestyle. Like you get to live your life when you hustle hard and you invest time in it. And that's what he's doing. He's the perfect example of that. He's so young to have done it already.
Well, and that's what's impressive is that you have wisdom beyond your years. And so it's interesting. Where did that come from? Is that a...
I think it's really getting into this business, again, like straight out of high school. My best friends became real estate investors. They became like Susan that I looked up to, right? Like, if I talk personally, me and my wife, we had our boy Liam when we were 20 years old. So for me, that was, I got into the business 17, but really didn't start doing anything when I was like 18, closed a couple deals. But once I found out I was going to be a dad, I think that's like the fight or flight, you know, mentality. Yeah. And it's like, hey, if I'm going to be a dad, I need to provide. That was the first year when I was 20. That's the first year I made 6 figures in this business. And then, so just being around, I guess, to answer your question, is the right association. And when people were going to college and partying and, you know, going to raves, all that stuff, I didn't do that. I put my head down and I worked. So it's that law of association, as we all know, it's a big game changer. And then it's really personal development. Like, I consider my mentor Jim Rohn. I never got a chance to meet him, but everything that he says, I love his psychology. I love everything that he says. And as you guys know, that's Darren Hardy's mentor too, right?
Yeah, so we have all of that in common.
Yeah.
Have you listened on Spotify and type in Jim Rohn and then remix, and somebody takes like the best of Jim Rohn and does like dubstep, cool music?
No way.
So if you're going to the gym or whatever, you know, you don't want to listen to like a full presentation, but it's like doom 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 doom. You know, you gotta don't ask for less problems, ask to be better. You know, that kind of stuff. So check that out. It'll be good.
I want to see that.
Yeah, no, it's fun.
We'll listen to it.
But for such a young person to just know that that's an essential thing in order to grow, that's what's impressive.
Well, that's kind of where I was getting at with it, is that, like you're saying, so many of people that are transitioning into adulthood, and sometimes even into their 40s, you know, have you ever met like a 50-year-old that is still acting like they're 14? You're like, yeah,
I'm 60.
You're still a 12-year-old girl.
I am.
But you own all this, so it's okay.
Right.
But I think what you said was key, is that the power of associations is everything. So if you're hanging out and all 10 of your friends are going to raves every weekend, or all 10 of your friends are going to real estate investment seminars or personal development places, that's going to have an effect. And so it's that, what path are you going to choose effect? And I'm speaking to you young people, so make sure you pick your friends wisely and develop yourself.
Yeah,
it's true.
Because this is the result.
Yeah,
absolute success.
How many more babies are we going to have?
Nothing right now. Nothing in the works.
I'm just trying to get my 28-year-old to just have a girlfriend, for crying out loud.
Oh my goodness. Our daughter Aria, she counts for at least 2 kids. You know, she's a interesting character.
So you have 2?
Yeah.
A boy and a girl?
Yeah, my boy Liam's 8, and our daughter just turned 5.
So you're done. You got one of each.
Yeah.
No, it's time for one more. I'm just saying, if I could do it over, I would have a lot more. Because it's just nothing better than having some of you. Like, because you do grow up. And you do get older, and your kids do grow up, and then you look at you, and you're like, oh, I'm so proud of you. And it's really cool that you created that human. You know, and the more of those you have, it's a blessing. So you need to.
Well, think about it this
consider.
way.
I'll show my
You're an
wife this
entrepreneur.
podcast.
Yeah.
She's gonna text you upset.
So kids are like a franchise. You're
Right?
starting
Yeah.
franchises.
yeah, yeah,
there you go.
Your
There
own
you
little
go.
baseball team.
Yeah.
Yeah. But your wife is so cute.
yeah.
So cute. She is. She's
Yeah?
a cutie pie. Oh yeah. Yeah, she's pretty. Yeah, he
Nice.
did good. He scored.
Well,
Yeah.
that will lead us into the personal side of things. So let's pass the mic on over to you, Susan, because I know you love this
Oh,
portion.
man.
So here we go.
I promised
warned
not
you.
to ask you any bad questions.
Yeah.
Okay, so how
Okay.
did you meet your wife?
We met
Wait,
in
first, what's her name?
Danielle.
And how old is she?
She's 28 as
Okay.
well.
And you met?
In middle school. Yeah.
Really?
We met in middle school.
And how'd you ask her out? Did you have cooties then?
No, we didn't start dating until sophomore year in high school.
So were you scared to ask her out? Were you friends?
I'd love for her to tell the story because it sounds like I'm cool when she tells a story because I had a couple, other girlfriends and she was always interested in me. And until sophomore year, that's when the truth is, I guess some of my buddies started saying, hey dude, I'm thinking about, maybe asking Danny out. What do you think? And at that point I was like, nah, it's not that cool. Let me swoop in there. And yeah, the rest is history. From sophomore year, that's where, we've been together ever since.
Do you remember the first time you kissed her?
Yes.
Were you scared?
Yes. Yeah, I was nervous. Yeah.
Did you clank teeth?
No.
That's always the biggest
She had
fear.
braces at the time, though.
Oh yeah,
so,
you're
yeah.
like, oh
yeah.
yeah, this is gonna leave a mark. No one talks about that
yeah,
scary
yeah,
thing.
Yeah.
But man, you're all sweaty and stuff. You know
Yeah.
you're gonna go in, but how's it gonna go?
Yeah.
And what am I supposed to do with my stuff
Oh
here?
my.
Just close your eyes and go for it. Huh?
Yep.
But
Yeah.
it's true.
Yep.
Okay, so how did you know when you were in love?
Oh my goodness.
When did you know?
Yeah. I don't think anyone's ever asked me that, and I know majority of people you guys probably interview in this podcast are older than me, right? So I was, we were in high school. We were in high school, and the memory that comes to my mind is we went out to, my parents took us to Las Vegas, and we were texting as, teenagers do. And I was just like, man, I would just love to be with you every single second of the day. And when you always want to be with somebody.
Yeah.
So I think that for some reason, that's what pops into my mind. And side note, that's why, I love this business too. I get to take, my kids to school. I get to pick them up. I get to spend quality time with my wife, and that's why I love it. Just all the quality time that we're able to have and create our own schedule. It's priceless. But yeah, I would say is probably when we were away, because we were together in summertime, and then I went to Vegas. I'm like, man, I missed you so much. I know it's real.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absence does make
Yeah.
the heart grow fonder.
does.
So when did you tell her you loved her? Do you remember the first time you said it, or did she say it first?
It's not that cool, but I actually said it via text first.
Oh,
yeah,
you
yeah,
did?
yeah,
Aw.
and then she responded back.
And she said, I love
Yeah,
you too?
and then after that, it's once you say after, it's every single second, you say
But
all
then
the
when
time.
when you saw each other afterwards,
Yeah.
after you texted,
Yeah.
it's like, we just told
Yeah,
each other we
yeah,
love
yeah.
each other. I love that part of life.
Or you send the text and then the little bubble comes up and then it goes
Yeah,
away.
yeah. She's like,
Oh,
oh
but
man,
she
oh
said
man,
what
oh
she
man,
said.
oh man.
And then that
I just
suspense
got
was probably
blocked.
killer,
Yeah.
right?
Is it an obligated I love you too? Or does she really
Oh, my
think it?
goodness.
Or she hits you back with K.
Yeah,
period.
yeah. Be right back. Yeah.
No!
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So do you have a life plan with her as far as how many kids you want to have and all that fun stuff?
So far, yeah, we're good with 2.
Okay.
We're good
She's going to keep pushing it.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I'm the fake grandma
We're good with
person.
2. I wanted more, actually. I wanted more, but she's good.
Yeah.
She's good with her
Yeah.
boy and her girl.
Mhm.
And I think Aria does count as 2, so
Yeah.
we're good.
Yeah, well, you have plenty of time even if you did change your mind.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
What are their ages?
Aria, she's 5. She just turned 5.
Mhm.
And my boy Liam's 8. Yeah.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
good.
Right?
Good little mix. Yeah.
You got the older brother, so that's
Yep.
good protector and
Mhm.
stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Although it sounds like she could probably protect him.
Probably. Yeah.
Okay.
She
She's
doesn't
scrappy.
put up with anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
She's a
tough.
little leader.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Nash and Zach were. Nash was 6 when Zach was born, so I still have hope. Oh,
It'll be.
You're
It'll
like,
come.
no.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
it's yeah.
that'd be a miracle.
Yeah. No. No, it's coming.
Okay, so what's your favorite thing to do with your wife
Mm,
besides that?
no. No. I'm trying to think like typically or like a
Yeah.
vacation.
Yeah,
you're
like
saying.
what's your favorite? Okay, I want to go home and I want to do this with my wife. Your favorite thing to do, like go for a drive down the coast.
Honestly,
play with the
we
kids.
love the wineries
Yeah,
here.
it's
We love
fun.
the wineries.
Yeah.
So anytime like we can do a date night, I love the wineries. We like to this last weekend we're at Pachanga, just hanging out at Pachanga. When it's something more like her birthday, my birthday, we love to travel. So doing trips, just us two, it's like
Aw.
that's what I love. We go to I remember the first time we did a cruise when Liam was like 1 year old, or when he was 1. We went to Cabo, Puerto Vallarta. We took one of those carnival cruises, and we just had so much fun. We've done Zion National Park in Utah, so we really I love to spend time with her, just quality time, one-on-one.
Yeah.
And as a family, I think that's where we spend a lot of time together. We're always doing something. We're always either at Disneyland. We're doing Oak Glen, the apple picking we did last week.
Yeah.
We have all the passes. We have Knott's Berry Farm, Disneyland,
SoCal
we got
living, huh?
Zoom, or the zoo, right? So we just like to kind of get out and about.
Yeah, and spend time
Yep.
together.
Mhm.
That's such a huge blessing. Okay,
Yeah.
favorite color.
My favorite color is green.
Favorite band.
Oh, jeez. Favorite band.
Oh, that's a hard one, huh? Do you have bands when you're 28? When you're 60, there's bands.
I think bands is definitely a 70s and 80s kind of thing, whereas
Yeah.
Favorite
probably-
music.
musician. Yeah.
Favorite musician.
So-
I mean,
So if you're going to a listening appointment, you need to get jazzed up. Who are you listening to?
right? It doesn't sound cool, but probably Post Malone.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Thought you were gonna say,
Drake, I like,
Oh, Drake.
you
I
know,
like Drake even.
just yeah. Music to get me pumped up.
Good.
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
what my kids listen
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
But some of it says bad words,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh, get
Yeah.
that out of there. Don't put that in there.
Yeah.
Okay, favorite food.
That's a hard one. I would say just Mexican. I love tacos. I love keeping it simple. Just a good carne asada taco with some guacamole
what
on
a
it.
taco? What kind?
Yeah, carne asada.
Yeah,
Just carne
see how I
asada.
said
Yeah.
that? Yeah, I was gonna say,
It's
I'm
cooler.
gonna say carne asada.
yeah.
I want one of them.
Yeah.
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 That's cool.
It's funny. My son's favorite food is sushi. I'm like, what the
Oh,
heck, dude? You're 8. I don't think I started eating sushi until I was like
Yeah.
yeah,
20 years old.
Yep,
And he
yep.
loves sushi.
that's
Yeah,
amazing.
It's so funny.
Okay, favorite dessert.
Probably just a chocolate cake.
Really?
Yeah.
That's kind of fun. I
Yeah.
like chocolate cake too, but it
Yeah.
needs ice cream.
When it's my birthday, I love that nothing bundt cakes. Those are so good.
Oh yeah, they
yeah,
are good.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's
yeah,
a good cake.
Yeah.
Favorite sport.
Football,
Favorite team.
Chargers.
Favorite player.
Right now, I'm gonna say Herbert, just because he's young, he's a stud, he's our quarterback, and he's doing really good. I also like Derwin James, the safety. Yeah.
So are you a fair weathered fan or a real fan?
I have season tickets.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I have season tickets.
Where are they?
My section.
Yeah.
225, section 225. Yeah, they're premier seats. Yeah.
That's awesome. Do you go to all the games that you can?
No.
No?
Sometimes there's events that we have going on at the office where I'll give them to clients or sell them.
Oh, that's a good
I will be
idea.
honest, Charger fans, I guess sometimes are not the best because when Dallas comes in, they'll pay stupid amount of money for the seats.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Pittsburgh fans. They'll pay a lot of money for my seats, so I'll sell them. Someone paid $900 for 2 seats,
Wow.
and for $900 for Dallas, and then $900 for Pittsburgh Steelers. It's
Well, in a way,
yeah.
that's real estate investing.
Yeah,
right? You're
absolutely.
especially this little
Yeah,
2 foot.
yeah. People are giving me crap, and I'm like, I'm ultimately I'm an investor at heart. Like Chargers,
make
I'm
money
not
on
on
it,
the
yeah.
Chargers. I'm not on a Charger salary, so I love them, but I don't. I'm gonna sell them if I can make money too.
I'm gonna put the enemy right here in my
Yeah.
seat.
Yeah.
Smart.
Oh,
Smart.
totally
Do you like
smart.
football?
I do.
Who's your team?
I don't have one.
Okay,
Yeah. Well,
John.
I was always a dirt bike guy, so I never
Okay.
got into the
No.
traditional sports.
No, I was raised Dallas Cowboys
Okay.
because of the cheerleaders.
Oh,
Yeah, because I always wanted to be a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader. Because who
Gotcha.
didn't,
Yeah.
right? Because they were the prettiest girls with the shortest shorts with the best
Yeah. Yeah.
places
Yeah.
in their clothes.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is you're very much a cheerleader. Just you don't wear the booty shorts around the office. Thank goodness, because I would be scarred. But-
no one wants to see that.
No, but
There
you
was
are a
a- there was
cheerleader.
a time.
Oh my
You are a
goodness.
I was
cheerleader.
okay. I was okay when I was your age.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
a little scary at Fiesta Island a couple times. Okay, so where do you see yourself in 5 years professionally?
Great question. So I see myself definitely being a broker, having a team of solid agents, and having a minimum of 10 rental properties.
Nice.
So I have 4. I own 4 properties right
Uh-huh.
now, and I want 10 properties. I want to live, and I feel like I have this already lifestyle where I don't have to earn that much. I have some, cash flowing assets where I want to work because I actually love it, because I'm actually adding value to the agents and pouring in and, adding value to clients too. So I guess that's kind of broad, but I want to have rental properties that cover all of our expenses and just pouring into agents and team and pouring into people.
Yeah, that's going to happen.
No.
I don't have any doubt. Not even one little bit of doubt. Okay, personally, where do you see yourself? You're going to be in a different house. You're going to be in a different state. You're going to stay here. You're going to have a new puppy.
That's a good question. Because right now, as you know, and I don't want to get too political,
Oh, well, I will.
but my kids are in school and they're not vaccinated. I don't want them to get vaccinated. I want them to go to school.
Right.
Yeah.
So I feel like if anything gets crazy, I'm willing to do something,
Mhm.
but I love California. I love the weather.
Yeah.
I love me and my wife's dream area has always been Santiago Estates.
I love it there, too.
So we want to buy, a nice property there in Santiago Estates. And yeah, personally, I want time. I think that's what a lot of us are kind of after as well, where I want to just have time where I'm making the choices for everything. I don't want, sometimes I feel like I am playing, a bit of defense where, hey, can I get this from you? Can I get this from you? And I'm sure that happens to you 24/7 of the day. And it's like emotionally just draining when people just want something from you all the time. So I want to just be in control of my time and set up the right systems to, have that time too.
Yeah. Just pick a day of the week that you're just done.
Unplug.
Yeah, you just have to. Sunday is my day.
Yeah.
And if most people don't really reach out a whole lot on Sundays just because they know. But if they needed to, it feels different when you're on your day off for someone to reach out and need help
Yeah.
than when you're at work. You're in the work mindset.
Right.
And like it's Sunday, I just got done with church. I get a call from someone. It's like, no problem. Hey,
Yeah,
how can I
yeah,
help you?
yeah,
It's a
yeah.
relaxed
Right,
feeling.
right.
So just find your day off.
Yeah.
That you
Yeah.
can unplug, and if you have to plug in for a second, that's
Sure.
fine.
Yeah.
Because people need you, they know,
Right.
love, and trust you, and
Right.
you want to be there.
Right.
You know.
That's true.
Okay, so but if you had to give one piece of advice, so we have our buyers markets, we have our sellers markets, and you've been through a little bit now
Yeah.
and had some experience. If you could give one piece of advice to a buyer right now in this market, what would you give them? But you have to look at
Okay.
that camera and tell that
Yeah.
buyer what advice would you give
Yeah.
them?
So as a buyer right now, especially in this market, it's just being having perseverance, sticking with it, because if you do want your home, if you do want a specific area, interest rates are great right now. So you should definitely get in right now and, pull the trigger. That's something that I feel I'm really good at, and I don't want to toot myself on the,
Your own horn?
Yeah, toot my own horn too much. But I think there's a couple key things. It's setting the right expectations with my clients, and then it's really building a good relationship with like a listing agent. That's huge. Right now, if I'm listing a property and there's another buyer's agent that comes and sends me an offer, I want to make sure I'm going to be happy with even that buyer's agent in a transaction for 30 to 45 days. So just me being kind of chill, laid back, but still aggressive to make sure that you can get your price and your terms. I think that's what makes a big difference working with our team.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the one piece of advice that you would give to a seller, a listing right now?
A listing. So right now you definitely want to capitalize on the market. It's the whole conversation, as everyone knows, it's supply and demand, right? So right now there is a shortage of inventory. There isn't that many sellers. I can see the market starting to creep in a bit already with more sellers coming to the market. So you have a little gap. You have a little gap to capitalize and get as much equity in out of your property as possible. And then having a strong listing agent, it's great. Somebody that prospects, somebody that's going to go door knocking, somebody that is going to do open houses, somebody that knows how to do Facebook ads, somebody that does direct mailer campaigns, all these different things. It's it makes a big difference. Somebody that has this strong social media presence, those are the big things that that make it I feel make it a good time to sell and sell with our team and myself as well.
Yay!
Yeah.
Well done. Well
Yay.
done.
I believe
Bravo,
you.
sir.
I believe you. How old do you want to be when you retire? Do you want to retire?
That's a great question. So I think financially, I want to be set by 35, but I'm still going to be working. I still want to flip. I still want to, move properties around and, still be in the business. But financially, I want to give myself 7 years.
Nice.
Mhm.
If you could do anything different with your life, is there anything you would do different?
I've had that question before, and honestly, no.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, you are 12, so.
Yeah.
Mm. So I'll flip the question.
Mhm.
You make it to 100. The Lord is
Mm.
calling you home. You're on your deathbed, and you look back over your life. What is the legacy that you want left behind?
Man, you're gonna make me cry. No,
Yeah. Yeah.
for me, the thing that just came to me is like my son's face. Like Liam, my boy. I love him so much. I love my daughter as well. But I think, as a dad, I have a lot of responsibility to train my boy how to be a good boy. So that's first off. I want to be a good father to my kids. And I probably should be a better husband. I should probably put that first. But I think it's such a big responsibility as a parent. So I don't take that lightly. And I want to leave a legacy financially, but I don't want them to just be like a trust fund baby either. I want to make sure that they work for it. I want to make sure that that they appreciate it, that they stay humble. They don't get like jaded and think that they're all that. Side note, I saw like one of the gurus where he's like, I'm not giving anything to my kids once I pass away, because like what's that gonna do for them mentally already, being at such a young age? If you say, hey, I'm gonna leave everything behind, like there's no ambition that really gets formed. And I think going back to kind of where we started this conversation, when my back was against the wall, when I saw like I couldn't help, that does put something in, our subconscious mind to want to produce. So I want to make sure, that there's that fine line where kids, you guys are going to be okay, but I want you to work your ass off too.
Yeah. Where would you say your faith comes in with your career?
I think I just know that I'm not special, and I don't know if this is answering your question, but this whole conversation, this whole podcast is really cool, but I don't see myself as anything special. I think it's really the Lord that He's blessed me with everything that I have and the talents. So I don't take that much credit for, like everything I have. I know that it's the man upstairs, and I know as soon as like we all start to think, hey, we're really cool, that's usually when it can start to crumble too. So I like to keep myself in check. Before coming into this podcast, I said a little prayer and I said, hey, let my words come out of you, or however I want to say it, right?
His words coming through you. Yeah, there you go.
Let your words come through me.
Yeah.
Right. And don't make it about me. Like, let me, if I can inspire one person that's listening to this, it's all worth it.
Yeah, I love that part.
Yeah.
And that's amazing too, that at such a young age that you have that solid foundation.
Yeah.
That is a
And I'm not
core
perfect,
principle.
but
Neither. No.
All right, well, let's get into your sins.
Yeah.
Let's call your wife
Yeah.
up on speakerphone,
Yeah.
and we'll get a really good assessment here.
No, I'm sure that when there's going to be a day I walk into the church and I just start on fire right there. I can't even believe that I get in the door. So I'm like, oh, she's going to blow. She's going to blow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just think it's powerful. Oh,
Good catch.
Good catch.
good,
Quick
edge,
arms.
good save. I think it's powerful though that you have that part also.
It's
Because
important.
it's a
It's
strength.
most important.
Is that stuck? Is it gonna work?
I think I'll hold
You're
it
okay.
like this,
Okay. Dang, I hate when that happens. Good save.
Yeah.
You start talking about sin and just things start falling apart, so I'm just saying.
Start
Okay.
talking about burning. Yeah.
Well, Susan, any final thoughts?
I do always have final thoughts. They're not like the final thoughts,
Yeah.
but I just want to thank you for the opportunity to walk in this journey next to you. I couldn't be more proud as a fake mom and as a proud fake mom, but also as a sister in the Lord. It's really nice to see someone step out in their faith and to take the journey and believe and then honor it and do the things in obedience that you've been called to do. And I hope that you do that. And I hope that you know the greatness that's in you and that you do let it out. And it's my privilege to watch it. I'm really glad you're here, Christian.
Thank you.
You're really important to me.
Thank
It's
you.
important to watch this little piece of the journey. So thanks for being here.
Final thoughts, Christian?
Side story, like for me, just looking at Susan, I remember when I was a new agent and going through her new agent orientation, and I don't know if you do this to this day,
I do.
but she was showing us like how to literally shake a client's hand. Like we were knocking at the door, she would open it, hi, hello, and I like shook her hand, and she's no, that's a little too firm. So just the relationship that we've been able to have, I think it's been amazing. Your mentorship, your guidance, it's priceless, and I know it comes from the heart, and I'm excited, to see where I go, where you go. And I just want to thank you for everything you've done for me, and not just me, but my family, because that's what it's all about.
It is about that.
Yeah.
Okay, cry. I'm done.
And that, my friends, is the never-ending river of Christian Rios
like it.
and Susan Ebert. And I must say, I didn't know, I don't think we've crossed paths too much. We have our own paths and journeys and stuff like that, but I've heard nothing but good things. And then all of a sudden you come into the Spotlight studio, and you certainly did not disappoint. And so I think
Appreciate
there's
that,
nothing
John.
but success coming to you like a never-ending river. So
I like
take it and run with it, but good luck on your endeavors, especially on Riverside. It's all coming together. It's all coming
There
together.
you go.
See, it's meant to be. But thanks for being on the show, and thanks for being who you are, and thanks for being part of our tribe, and excited to see you start your own tribe. So,
I love it. Thank you,
but good
guys.
things, man.
Thank you.
and that concludes this episode of the Signature Studio Spotlight Series with Christian Rios, the never-ending river of real estate deals,
Woo.
and Susan Ebert, the cheerleader of all things awesome, and your favorite bald-headed, red tie wearing realtor John Butler, saying see you in escrow. Bye.